Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are literally stepping behind the velvet rope to explore the highly secretive, high-stakes world of elite luxury hospitality. We're talking about the folks catering to royal families, ultra-luxury travelers, and high-net-worth individuals. And let me tell you, this isn't just about fluffing a few pillows or pouring some expensive champagne. It's about a relentless, obsessive pursuit of perfection that most of us never even realize is happening right in front of us. Okay, so let's just dive right into this. When you hear the word butler, you probably picture an old-fashioned servant from some period drama, stiffly carrying a silver tray around a giant estate. Well, we need to shatter that stereotype right now. The core philosophy of the modern industry is completely different. The motto is simple: Butler is the brand. Today's global luxury hotel butler is the ultimate brand ambassador. They aren't just performing a job. They are the literal physical embodiment of the hotel's luxury philosophy. They're part lifestyle manager, part emotional connector. So that really brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? What does it actually take to deliver absolute perfection? I want you to just take a second and consider the invisible, intense, psychological, and operational mechanics required to flawlessly cater to a VIP guest. How on earth do you anticipate a need before a guest even realizes they have it? How do you maintain this aura of total, absolute calm when behind the scenes you're orchestrating this massive logistical ballet? To really grasp this, we have to look at the huge contrast between ordinary hotel thinking and creating truly extraordinary moments. Look, a standard hotel focuses on basic logistics, right? Getting your room key, dropping off your bags, pointing out the elevator. But a luxury butler operates in a completely different mental stratosphere. They are heavily trained to completely strip ordinary thinking from their minds. Every single time they interact with a guest or prepare a suite, they are constantly asking themselves one relentless internal question: is this luxury enough? If it's just standard, it's a failure. Their actual job is creating storytelling moments and timeless memories. Now, as you'll see, this entire experience is meticulously mapped out across a very specific timeline. The guest journey isn't just about what happens when their head hits the pillow. It's orchestrated into 4 distinct phases: pre-arrival, arrival, daily operations, and VIP departure. Every single phase is custom designed to build emotional connection. It's like a chain. If even one tiny link in this timeline breaks, the entire illusion of effortless luxury completely falls apart. All right, kicking things off with the first phase, pre-arrival. This is where butlers basically turn into private investigators. Long before a guest's plane even lands, the butlers deep into arrival reports, checking past correspondences and even doing discreet online research to fully understand the guest's profile. They're coordinating with housekeeping, handwriting personalized welcome letters, and get this, making sure the oshibori, those traditional welcome towels, are at the absolute perfect temperature. They're essentially memorizing a guest's life so they can anticipate what they'll want the second they walk through the door. And a huge piece of that pre-arrival puzzle is the room inspection. And we're not talking about a quick glance to see if the bed is made. This is intense, under-pressure perfectionism. The butler is checking the fresh scent of the room, the specific arrangement of the flowers, the exact dimness of the lighting, the AC temperature. They're meticulously inspecting the coffee machine, curating the exact fruits in the bowl. They even check the remote batteries, the safe, the Wi-Fi signal strength. They have to memorize and perfectly execute this massive checklist every single time, ensuring that suite is immaculate before the guest even sets eyes on it. So all that intense preparation, it pays off right here in the art of arrival. That first impression sets a tone of absolute exclusivity. A world-class butler might coordinate a private limousine transfer, welcome the guests personally at the curb, and escort them straight up to the suite, completely bypassing the standard front desk. They serve a highly personalized welcome drink, handle unpacking the luggage, and conduct a seamless in-room check-in. It instantly signals to the guest, "You are the center of our universe." Once they're settled, we enter the daily operational duties. Now, calling it a daily grind doesn't really do it justice. The butler invisibly strings together dozens of different tasks to craft a totally seamless lifestyle experience. It's anticipating a morning preference before the guest even speaks. It's managing any complaints with total grace. It's coordinating in-suite dining, polishing shoes overnight, constantly refreshing amenities, topping up ice, magically managing the laundry. The guest shouldn't ever see the gears turning. They should only experience the flawless result. And this brilliantly illustrates a core concept here: crafting wow moments. Because doing the daily duties perfectly, that's just the baseline. True luxury requires going so much further.
A luxury butler has to deeply understand different cultures, learn the guests' hidden daily routines, and create these highly personalized, tailor-made emotional experiences. Whether it's arranging a surprise anniversary celebration or tracking down a rare item the guest casually mentioned liking in passing, the goal is to create a moment so perfectly customized that it literally makes the guest stop and say, wow.
But here's the crucial part. This hyper level of care has to extend all the way to the finish line. The final phase is the VIP departure. This means confirming exact departure details, offering a full professional packing service, seamlessly settling the account in the suite, and providing a genuinely warm farewell. The absolute last impression has to be handled with the exact same meticulous care as the very first. You want to guarantee total guest loyalty, and you do that by ensuring their final memory is one of warm, effortless perfection. Okay, let's shift gears for a second. We're moving from daily operations into pure psychology. Welcome to the language of luxury. There are very strict communication rules in the butler world, the golden rules, and they start with one absolute, non-negotiable mandate: never say no. A world-class butler completely removes negative language from their vocabulary. They focus purely on solutions, anticipating needs, and adding value. It's a professional mindset that simply refuses to acknowledge roadblocks. Just think about the words that naturally create friction in a conversation. No, I'll try, cannot, not possible. In the high-end luxury world, these words are literally banned. Instead, butlers completely default to positive, action-oriented language. I will, allow me, certainly. Honestly, think about this for a second. How much smoother would your own daily life be, at work or even with your family, if you swapped out those negative friction phrases for these positive, action-oriented upgrades? Building right on top of that, we have what the industry calls the 7 magic words. Good morning. Certainly. Allow me to. May I? My pleasure. You're welcome. Thank you. This essential vocabulary creates this incredible atmosphere of world-class calm and deep, deep respect. And notice the framing here. They constantly use open-ended questions like, how may I assist you, instead of closed ones. It boosts engagement and makes the guest feel truly heard and valued. Now, what happens when things actually go wrong? Because hey, we're human, sometimes they do. Enter the LAST, Service Recovery Method. This is a brilliant 4-step conflict resolution tactic. First, listen carefully to the guest. Second, apologize sincerely. Third, solve the problem immediately. And fourth, thank the guest for their feedback. LAST. Listen, apologize, solve, thank. It diffuses high-stakes complaints almost instantly. And again, this is incredible emotional intelligence that any of us could actively apply to diffuse arguments in our own relationships. You might be wondering, how do they survive this kind of intense pressure? Well, the secret is the Butler self-balance wheel. Delivering this emotionally draining, perfectionist service day in and day out requires intense self-management. A world-class butler simply cannot pour from an empty cup. They have to maintain a strict personal life balance, carving out dedicated time for work, health, family and friends, learning, and entertainment. Healthy personal balance is literally the bedrock that supports their professional excellence. So let's pull all of this together. You've probably heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Well, in elite butler service, they take the psychological concept to the absolute peak. Everything we've discussed today, the massive checklist, the magic words, the private investigation beforehand, it ultimately serves to fulfill the highest human needs. It's about providing esteem, profound recognition, true emotional connection, and self-fulfillment through these highly exclusive experiences. It's elevating standard hospitality into deep psychological validation. And that brings us to the core message of this whole explainer. Professor Dr. Afasavad Suryavadana totally hit the nail on the head when he said, being world-class professional is all about attitude and practice. Legendary service isn't just a checklist, it's an attitude that comes from within. It requires relentless discipline, incredibly high emotional intelligence, and endless practice to make the extraordinarily difficult look completely effortless. I want to leave you with one final thought, and it's grounded in the absolute bedrock of luxury service. The guest always remembers how you make them feel. So I'm challenging you today. Take a page out of the luxury butler's playbook and really ask yourself, how does your communication make the people around you feel?